Hi, and welcome back to a nice 7.4 degrees bloody cold shed. Need a heater in here. Right, you're going to get just the top down view of a... Sorry, I had to pause the telly. Bedside lamp, LED, one of the wood kits. Come here. Sherlock Holmes wants to be in the video. So, basically, I did record my full screen view and my top down view, but this is the second kit where my camera's let me down. However, the camera hasn't let me down. I've let the camera down because messing around with the settings the other week, and I put it into iframe. Didn't know what it was, not used it before, thought I'd give it a try. I've now put it back into MP4 mode. It's working perfectly. It turns out the iframe mode is for Apple. So if you're using an Apple Mac or whatever, AirBook, Mac, well, I don't know what they are, I don't like Apple shit. But yeah, basically, you want to be in the video as well, do you? Basically, the video camera was set up for Apple software or machines, and I'm using Windows. So I put it back into MP4, whatever frames the best one is, and as I said, it's working perfectly. So enjoy what you can of this video. It's a simple one. I've got another 3 or 4 on order because the wife wants me to build some for her sisters for Christmas. We always give Amazon vouchers and something silly to go with it, and it's the perfect little silly thing to go with them. So enjoy. Thank you, Sherlock. I love you as well. He loves his dad, don't you? Oh, you love me to bits. Yes, you do. You've had your WALKIS. You've had your DINNER. You can fucking spell, can't you? Enjoy the video. Hi, and welcome back to Down the Shed with me, Jason. So in this video, I'm going to make another one of these wood kits. So this one is a little wooden bedside lamp. Extremely simple kit, this one. Not rocket science. We do get one extra of these pieces. And I think the reason for that is, so we have 8 slots around the base. That camera should be picking up. And we have 8 of these. But we also get one for the switch. So obviously that deletes the need for one of those. So just pop the switch into the one with the slot cut into it, like so. And I really do need to nick one of these switches for a project I broke one on. So that's the switch on. Now it has us just literally winding wires through, turn that on, winding wires through the holes in all these terminals. And it's given us a red and a black like end cap for the wires, but we're not, well, we will use those, but we're also going to, he says looking for a balleré, we're also going to solder them anyway. So the soldering iron's almost up to temperature. So what I suggest is getting, I've got to find some batteries, is getting all the electrical side wired up first. So no, not like that. That's not the one we want to poke through, but I am he says trying to get things out. I am just going to tin these wires off first. So this wants to go through here, like so. So basically we've got the top of the base with the LED poking through it like that, and the wires hanging underneath. Bearing in mind I can't see what this camera is picking up. These wires is the hardest bit of the entire kit, I think. So we've got ourselves a switch, and you obviously want to put that in one of the straight edges, not in one of the corner pieces. And I will glue these down, but I'm just going to hold that in there for the minute for the purposes of wiring. So what we have now is a battery box, an LED and a switch. So we can just basically wire the two pluses together. That should be those two together, like so. Now what we will do is we'll pop on one of the caps they gave us just to keep that protected. I like the idea of that. If you wanted to twist the wires together without any solder and pop those on, that's completely acceptable. And now both of these, basically, this will also double-side adhesive to the base of here like this, which we will do shortly. So yeah, basically now both of these just want to wire on. So I'm going to put this bit into the clamp, and I'm going to try and tin both of these. Remember, don't keep any heat on these pegs for too long, because they will melt the switch like I did on the product tester, which is why I need to nick another switch. I'll basically get the first one of these, this one on. Now remember to keep them both on the same side as well. There we go. So now what we should have is we should be able, let's poke that lot through there a minute. Remember, these aren't glued in. They don't glue in with this kit. You just literally, like the other one we did, you just get a push together kit, but I do like to glue them. So that's what we'll have. So we'll just test out this LED by nicking a couple of batteries out of here. We'll do a quick check on those with the multimeter. Find the two best ones. 1.32, there you go, those two are crappy. So we'll use these two. So we'll bung these two batteries in here quick and give this a quick test. There we go. So you can see the colour change. It's a nice slow effect. So that works. Right. So now, remember when we put this together, that one wants to go back in, hang that through, and then we'll... Actually, let's have a look, see if we can glue this in first. Got to be done in such a way that we can refit the batteries. Right, so we've got hopefully enough length on that. We can figure that out by checking. Yeah, we've got plenty of length on that, so we can probably push that back through shortly. So we'll just pop some glue on these. And now we'll do the same with these other 7. Just tuck your wires away. Right, so that's the 8 pieces on that one. Now what we need to do is put a bit of goo on all of those and try and get the lid on. So if you pay the BBC licence, old cloth top Boris is now urging people to cancel their direct debit because the BBC have made it, won't allow you to cancel it anymore. So just cancel your direct debit. There's no legal contract between myself and my partner and the BBC, although she insists on paying it, silly cow. Right, so this is the magic. Let's try and get this slid on. Oh, so this is going to be a piddly as hell job. Okay, so that's working. We've managed to get all those in. You can push them from either side, thankfully. Now just squeeze those nice and tightly together. So we can still get to our battery pack. We've still got our illuminator LED at the top. Right, so that's the base. There we go. The hardest bit was getting the top to marry up with the bottom. Bearing in mind, like I said, you've got to push these either in or out to get them to slot in at the same time. I don't think it matters which way up this goes in. That's quite tight actually. So let's get some glue on it. Right, so that's in. Home straight already. So now we have a whole load of these. Starry, starry night. We have the base of the shade and the top of the shade. So the base of the shade basically has the LED come through here. Okay, we need to take the LED out now. Remembering, right, the top one doesn't really matter. We can just swap it over. Excuse me, top one's positive. So we want to get some glue on that, but on this one, I'm actually going to use super glue. So we'll just give that a moment to dry. So that bit's a shit to get on, but it's done. So there we have, I mean, it's not going to be uber bright in there, but as you can see, or as you can't see, It is a slow change, this one. Right, I'm going to need to lift that up like that, because the next bit is going to be the trickiest, well, not the trickiest bit, but it's going to be fiddly book. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do two sides. We'll do this one first. And these go on checking the picture like so. So now we'll do this side. And we're going to get this top piece on as well. So we'll actually do this top piece first. Otherwise we'll never get that in. Does that? I think these must lean in, you know. So let's do the other side and see what we got. So the curvy end goes at the bottom, the flat top goes at the top. Like so. So they are going to angle like this all the way around. So again, we'll do opposite north, south, east, west first, and then we'll do north, north, east, north, northwest, etc. So this other side should give us uniformity. So that'll be the 4 sides on. Now we just got to do the other 4, and this is complete. I should have turned that round one so I could have got that flipping cable in a bit straighter, but that's okay, it doesn't matter. So let's get these last 2 on. And there we have it. One little wooden bedside lamp type kit. Oh, we didn't put the black one on, but it doesn't matter. Let's see what that camera's picking up. There we go, that's got it all in. So, off, on. It's fairly good, I reckon. There's quite a bit of light coming out of there for the ceiling. That's quite a cool little night light if you're a young child. I think that's quite neat. Well, I think it would have been better if it had 2 LEDs in there, and we can always rip it to pieces. Now I've glued it. I think another LED slid in with that one pointing across would have made it a bit better. But happy days. It wasn't an expensive kit, 3 or 4 quid like most of these are. I've got a windmill one to do next, which is solar powered. So that'll be good. Happy days. I'm quite pleased with that. That was, I think, another Temu jobby. So like the video, subscribe, share, comment. Let me know what you think of this.